Welcome back, everybody, to Frantic Forecast.
Hello.
Alright, I'm Davin.
I'm Austin.
I'm Christian.
And you might know him better as Trumpy. It's his little nickname. But so we had an event a few nights ago, and it was a pretty good event. These two faced off in a kickboxing bout at the main event.
Weren't much kicks thrown.
It lasted about 4 seconds, and Trumpy won by TKO. So we're gonna kind of recap the last event, guys. So
We'll recap that one last, though. We'll
Yeah,
just
that-
give you a little look at, like, oh shit, he got knocked out in 4 seconds. Let's see how that went.
So,
TKO.
first up, it was Luke and Cody Stone.
That was a good fight.
Oh, do you like our backdrop, by the way, ladies and gentlemen? It's our makeshift ring.
Yeah. A lot of trucks in the background.
What is going on here, dude? There's so much going on right now. But so Luke versus Cody Stone was the first match, and that was an MMA match, and they were both heavyweights, and it was not something we anticipated. That's for sure. We did not think it was going to happen the way it did at all. At least I didn't. I don't know about you. Luke ended up getting the win.
I mean, I had faith in Luke the whole time.
I did too. I had faith in both of them.
He's been getting a lot better. As soon as he got in that grip, I just yelled, "Tuck your chin," and he'd listen. That's one thing I like about Luke. He listens whenever he talks from the outside of the ring, and that helps him a lot in the fight.
I knew there was going to be a lot of ground and pound in that fight.
And that is on the video. Is whenever you say,
Yeah.
tuck that chin.
Yep.
So
You also hear me yell, "Throw those knees!"
Oh, those knees, that's right.
But
So
he didn't. I wish he would have.
So that was the first match, and it ended by TKO as well, because Luke ended up getting the full mount, or I think he had it actually. As
He
like
was side control, and he started
hammer fisting.
like
Yeah.
it kind of reminded me of the gorilla, the way he was just like literally
pounding. Yeah,
It was
pounding.
brutal.
It was
I
hammer
mean,
fist.
he hit Cody
Brutal.
so hard his mouthpiece flew out.
It was
his
blood
lip
gushing.
busted.
His nose was gushing, his mouth was
Yep.
gushing, but
It wasn't
he ended
pretty.
up being all right. He ended up being
Yeah, he
all
was
right.
good.
It was a
He's
good
a
call
tough
to stop
cookie.
it because
Yeah.
So that was the first match, and then that was about all that really happened in that one. Then our second match was Alexander versus River, and that one was
Man, I think that was the most active fight of the night.
oh dude, that was insane, and it lasted about about a minute and 30 seconds.
Yeah. Alec kept
Just-
trying to get
ooh,
River
that
to the
knee.
ground, but River had really good leg
See,
control.
River wouldn't go until those knees landed.
Yeah.
Once those knees landed, River kind of lost his grip,
Yeah,
and
he
then
lost
look
his
right
stance.
here. He tries to Alec tries to pick up River and just power bomb him, and it didn't work the first time. But the second time he does end up getting that. It was nasty. It hurt River bad, and then I believe it was right after that he got him in the guillotine. In the fight. Let's see, look, here's the power bomb.
Yep.
It lands,
right there.
and then he gets up. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the
And then it
guillotine gets
falls right
locked in.
into the
That's what
guillotine.
happens. Okay.
He turns around and he goes to see what's going on, and he gets it locked in right whenever he turns around.
Because he made the mistake, River made the mistake of getting up by spinning
Yeah.
instead of
and facing away from his opponent.
Exactly.
He turned around. There was
But
the
that was still a great fight. They both
Oh, yeah.
did really well. I'm proud of both of them. And then we have Ian and Tyler. That was a pretty good fight. I will say that was a pretty good fight.
Considering Ian has a lot more training than Tyler, I think
Well,
Tyler did hold his own.
Tyler did very well.
Yes.
The only reason that we ended up calling it was because he had just gotten a tongue ring in the day before the fights for some stupid
I
reason.
don't know why he would do that.
And so he wasn't able to take it out. So he put in a mouthpiece, and that was constantly tearing at that. And whenever Ian, he was holding his own until Ian slammed him on his face, and he hopped up real quick. But then he was like, So we were like, okay, we're gonna call this because we don't want anything bad to happen. Now
picked it up and threw him.
Now Tyler would have beaten Ian. He had him right there, locked in a guillotine.
Oh yeah, I
Ian
remember that.
flopped over into the gravel, and we had to call the break.
Yeah,
Yep.
if we wouldn't have called the break,
It's true.
Ian would have lost. But we
Yep.
needed to call the break because they were on gravel.
Yep.
So
Which, whenever we get the official ring,
Yeah,
whenever we
once
finally
we get
get
the
one,
official
ring,
it's not going to
gonna
end
be-
without them falling
Today!
out. Today.
Today!
Promise.
Yeah.
Today!
Today.
all right. So and then after that we have the main event. But before we get into the main event, I want to talk about River actually had another matchup, and he went up against Skyler, or as you guys know him as Clark.
Right after the main event, only call out fight of the night.
And that was hell for
Oh,
both
yeah.
fighters, man. There was not a second that they weren't just swinging on each other. No one went down, anything like that. It was just constant slugfest, dude. Like that's all it was. And
I mean, they're both very evenly matched fighters. That's why it went the way it did. It was just a brawl.
that straight right hand by Skyler is no joke. But also those hooks that River has, no joke either.
And
River's got
weaving
those
through
bob,
a lot of
yeah,
those punches
he's got those
because
bobs down.
he's got the bobs, he's got the speed Clark, but Clark has the knockout power on him, so it was just a brawl.
I feel as though the River versus Clark is actually the most energetic fight
Oh, yeah,
of the
definitely.
night.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah,
think
I
it
agree.
was Alec and River.
And we only
but
had one round because they both
Yeah.
kind of got exhausted. They both,
Yeah,
River
gassed
had a
each other.
fight. The River had already fought in the night. In the call-out fights, we tried to only have like one round. So it was pretty well done. And then finally we're on to the main event, which was the two of you going up against each other. And here,
Before
if you
we
guys
go,
would like to
before
see
we
it-
recap this, I just want to say we're due for a rematch
yes.
because.
So one thing I do want
yeah.
to bring up is Christian was dealing with a lot of stuff. He wasn't in the right state of mind. We actually shouldn't have even gotten him to fight because he was even telling me the whole night, he's like, I'm not sure about this. It's like, stuff's going on. And Trumpy also wasn't feeling too well about it either because he knew that Christian was dealing with some stuff and he didn't want to.
And he's my best friend.
Yeah, didn't wanna
one
go
of my
in
best
there and-
Friends. I don't want to, I don't want to hurt any of my friends, and I could tell the state of mind he was in. It wasn't a good night for either of us.
But they both decided to go in there and go ahead and give it a try because worst that happens is someone loses and just comes back.
It ended up being one big flurry.
Yeah.
So I remember walking in there, them saying go, and I remember just reminding myself to focus, and I couldn't put my guard down. As soon as I put my guard down, he hit me right here. I remember getting right back up, and then I got a head rush.
Yeah.
From what I see in the video, I kind of flopped. Oh shit!
I remember you were actually saying what happened.
Yeah,
Is what
I
he
was
kept
like,
saying.
yeah.
And I kept saying, get your hands up. And he's like, what happened? What happened? I was like, not that high, not that high. He's like, what happened? What happened? And Trumpy just kept staring at his hands like, what have I done? It was not,
It was pretty hilarious.
Yeah, we're due for a
Trumpy,
rematch.
actually, this is exactly what you went
But with less excitement.
No,
excitement.
no,
He
it was
terrified.
all the terror. I was like,
or no,
what
it
are
wasn't
these?
excitement. Sorry, but yes,
Why?
that look was there, and
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, Trumpy thinks he killed Christian. But so I'm gonna have
fine.
you guys watch the fight real quick. I don't know if you guys,
It'll
have you guys
take a couple
watched it yet?
seconds, we
I've
apologize.
watched it 4 times, but I don't think
You watched
Christian's
it?
seen it.
I've seen it 3 times.
Okay,
You
so
have? Okay.
here's you coming in. So you had the guard right at the beginning. You drop it as soon as you came right here.
I threw a
Boom.
flurry of bodies
Boom.
and then one hook.
That's
to
it. But
the
look how
head.
quick you got up. You weren't even down a split second. You got back up. But we ended up calling it because you had no idea where you were.
I feel as though if I wouldn't have got up so fast, I probably would have collected myself a little better. But like I got right up, and it happens all the time. If I like sit down and I get up way too quick, I get a head rush, and then I almost
That's why
fall.
most of the fighters
And
wait
that's
till the
what
count of
happened
7 to get back up from a
Right,
knockdown.
they
When
like
you
to
get up
kinda-
right away, it's
Yeah.
Woo! It was literally not even a second I was down, and I'm back up.
So let's talk about the power rankings. Let's move on to that. So first of all, I want to hear who you think is the hardest hitter.
The hardest hitter.
not that you've been hit by out of our people.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a little different.
Yeah.
In that case, I have to. Let's see what you think. Let me think about it.
Who do you think is the hardest hitter?
I'd honestly have to say it'd be between Clark and Harley. They both have just bomb power in their fists.
I'd say it's between you and Clark.
Really?
Really. Luke's up there too.
I mean, Luke has a hard hit. I remember the one he ate on my temple in the first match I ever had with you guys.
Oh,
I don't get dazed
you almost
easy,
went down.
and yeah, I almost went down. It was a hard hit. He's got power and he's got weight behind his swings too, so it just fucking pushes you.
Right. So let's talk about. Or first, you go ahead and give your stuff.
I'm not gonna lie. I honestly think that the hardest hitter would probably be between Trumpy, Harley, or me. I know it sounds crazy, like why would he be one of the hardest hitters? But I didn't get to prove my strength versus Seth or Trumpy.
That's exactly why we're due for
Yeah,
a
River was
rematch.
the only one, and
You guys were slugging each other.
I showed a good amount of strength in that fight, but that wasn't all my strength because I wasn't trying to go all out. I was honestly scared and timid. So.
I know, we got a little noise back here, but that's all right.
But
We'll just have to talk louder.
yeah, I feel like in a couple months we'll actually see who will. But I think Trumpy hit pretty damn hard. Gotta say, there was a lot of force behind there. There was a lot of. It didn't hurt, but there was a lot of force.
Yeah.
All right, so that's that. What do you guys think about submission artists? Who are some of the best submissions? What are some of the best submissions you guys have seen?
Harley.
Seth?
Harley, yeah.
A mid-air guillotine, that is the best submission I have seen in our fight so far.
A guillotine is what usually everybody goes for, it seems like.
It's very hard to lock one mid-air though while
Except
you're
for-
being taken to the ground.
Except for Seth. Seth went for a rear naked on you.
Yeah.
So that's how he ended up getting that one.
Guillotines are our most common right now.
That's Tyler's weapon of choice. Like Tyler will always try to use
And
it. He
he's
tried
really
to use that
good
on
at
Seth,
locking
but
it
Seth
in.
slipped out. Yeah.
He's got thin arms. It's hard to close your chin on something like that.
Hey, how you doing? Anyways,
I hope you can still hear us.
You're not gonna be able
we'll just have to talk a little bit louder. All right, where were we at?
This is a disaster.
Esteban.
All right,
And the
so
forecast calls for grass.
okay, so now what we need to talk about.
Let's just continue.
gosh.
Pay him no attention.
So we're gonna talk about the upcoming event and some matchups you guys would like to see there. So I have the roster right here.
If we get closer with it, we'll be able to record more audio.
Can you still see us all? Hi.
Okay, so here's the roster. Here's the potential matchups. What do you guys think about those? So these 4 fighters right here we have never seen fight before. Mikey and Jesse are going up against each other. They have a lot of beef and something, so we want to get them down here to do that. These aren't the official. This isn't the official card, but
This
it's
is just kind of what we're looking at.
yeah. So then Steven and Jacob will want to go up against each other in an MMA match. We don't know. Neither of them have made their debut. They say they're going to fight, so hopefully they will. Now let's think about your opponent, Zach. You fought him 2 events ago.
I'll tell y'all right now, Zach doesn't look like much in that video. I've been against 300-pound dudes, 200-pound dudes. Zach, by far, hits harder than anyone I've ever been hit by. I call him Ginger Mayhem for a reason. He don't look like much, but man, his hooks are brutal. First hit he landed on me was an instant daze, and that's never happened before.
And we were thinking about putting him up against Ian, but at the same time, Nate's son wants to make a debut.
Right.
And Ian was quick to jump at that he wanted to fight him. So we don't know. But Cody Stone and Skylar Seifert, which Skylar goes by Clark, that would be a pretty good matchup too. They're both heavyweights, they're both heavy hitters, dude. Like phenomenal. And that would be a boxing because I'd like to see the 2 of them keep it standing. And Skylar, the one thing you need to worry about him is that jab, and he leads right with that. He pivots his body with that power straight, and it is nasty. So that's what we go there, and then finally we're on to that's the beginning of the main card, I think, or the beginning of the main card is the end of that. We had 2 undercard fights before we get on to the big one. But so then we're gonna have Luke and Trumpy. We're talking about the potential rematch there because their first match ended in a draw.
Almost never happens. It was a 3-way tie between all 3 judges, and I'm eager for a rematch. He's gotten better, I've gotten better, and it really gets the crowd a show. It's all up in the air right now.
We'll figure it out.
We're talking potential. We're talking potential matchups. So then we're gonna have Tyler go up against Christian, and now they're both more wrestler based. But Christian's also got a mean stand-up game.
Yeah.
And Tyler is working on his, and he's perfecting it, and it's looking pretty good now. Like
He's getting really good with those.
oh yeah, his slips.
landing well.
His slips are good. His flurry punches are good. It reminds me of Cody Garbrandt, to be honest.
The only thing
he's a
Tyler needs
UFC
to work
fighter.
on is when
yeah.
he gets angry, he starts swinging wide.
Yeah.
But
That's what
the
I saw
thing.
the last fight. That was the biggest mistake he made. That was, other than that, I think he's improving great.
But thinking about that, he also did the best we've seen him at the last event, and
Yeah,
that's the only time we've seen him actually fight Matt.
True.
So he actually does pretty good. But I think maybe if you toned it down just a little bit, on the
Yeah, a
anger,
little bit of anger never hurts,
It
but going
focuses.
full rage, that's how you lose fights.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, level it. And then for the main event, we were talking Harley Wade. Once he gets these stitches out and everything, it should be a month's time should be enough.
Yeah, what happened with Harley, by the way?
I'm not sure entirely.
I think it was something about work because he
It
works
might have
at
been
Boots, and
probably.
Boots.
And then we were gonna
Boots
have
sucks
Alec.
to work at.
He got a fight, Harley got a
on November 11th, right?
18.
18th. And Brandon Gibson's the one that's on the 11th. And he's going up. But no, so Harley is fighting at the YMCA, right?
No, he fighting in Lifford, Indiana.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought he was going to the Y to have
He
one
got it. That's
amateur.
what he just posted on Facebook.
Oh, okay. Well, so we're gonna have him go up against Alec, and Alec's the one who beat River, and they both love that guillotine. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Harley and Alec both do. So.
In an MMA match, it'd be nice to see what they have because Alec, he's got mean knees. If he can get in Harley's guard, he can do some damage.
But Harley, we haven't seen him actually be able to use knees, so we don't know how good Harley is with those knees.
What I hear Harley talk about, he loves those knees. So I feel like we're going to see knees from both of them.
What I've noticed is Harley likes getting hit in the face. The last fight he had, he only took hits to the face. He was completely fine. No one tried working his body. But this Alec dude, all he really did to River was work the body, and he slowed him down immediately, brought him down to pace. And I feel like
very good fight.
With two body shot fighters, it can really give us a show, really give us something that we haven't seen before.
Let's do that. Right out. Go ahead.
Fight of the night, guys.
So.
Hey, so when we gonna schedule the next event?
So we don't know that yet. It's kind of
It's up in the air.
We'll solidify all this behind closed doors, but
and we'll let everybody know as soon as possible, and it'll be very
right. But
Y'all just need to come out and see the fights.
Yep.
But
sure.
All right. So let's talk then about who do you think had. So first, let's do fight of the night. What do you think was the fight of the night?
Now, I think Alec versus River versus Clark was pretty damn good, but I gotta say I really enjoyed watching Luke versus Cody. It was a toss up, and it was like on your toes, and you're like, oh shit, what's gonna happen? And then it ends with Power Fist and fucking from on top of Gorilla, man.
Yeah.
Like I swear to God, I think that's
Power Fists were unorthodox, but they were effective.
Oh yeah.
So what do you think then?
I'd have to say Alec and River because, I mean, we didn't even know this dude. We thought River was just going to eat him alive, but he went in the ring and he showed what he's made of, and he did a lot of stuff we haven't seen before. Knees to the body. I mean, that's brutal, and it's fun to watch. Probably not fun to experience, but it was a really good fight to watch. And how River, before his body took damage, guarded from the takedowns by sprawling his legs out. I thought that was a very good technique as well, and it was just, I really liked that. It was a really nice show.
I'm gonna say Luke and Cody. I do like the Alec and River, but the Luke and Cody, oh my goodness, it was anyone's game for the longest time. Up until those last 5 seconds, it was anyone's game. So Cody had his own game plan coming in where he was gonna lead with that leg kick. And that was his biggest thing. Well, Luke had his game plan was to come in and try to sidestep whatever Cody would throw, which he wasn't able to do that, but he was able to kind of cut off the ring for a little bit, kind of keep it like the Mike Tyson cut off thing. But I noticed Luke actually adapted to Cody's game plan because Luke started throwing leg kicks too, right back at Cody. Anything Cody threw, Luke would throw back and sometimes counter each other. So I thought that was phenomenal. And up until the takedown, I was like, oh, it's anyone's game. And then I thought it was Cody because right when he locked in that guillotine, I was like, oh man, it's looking pretty nasty. And Luke, I heard Trumpy yell, tuck that chin, and Luke did it instantly, and he slipped right out of that, and then just do. And Nate was like, all right, stop. And we're like, yep, we're gonna call that right there because that was good stoppage too.
Actually, it wasn't a slip from my angle. What I saw is
he powered out.
Cody had it in. He didn't power out. He had it really tight, but as soon as he landed that hook on Cody's temple,
I did leave that out. I did leave that out.
Yeah.
He hit him once in the midsection and then once in the head, and that's whenever he got out of that.
Yeah.
And
as soon as he hit him in the head, I saw his hands break.
Yeah.
Got out.
See, from my point of view, it looked like he powered out. Like it looked like he just lifted off.
I was right here, right.
Yeah, no. I'm saying from my. But so then, I would think submission of the night would go to Alec for the Alec River fight because I think that was the only one. I think that was the only one. But also because it was good job, boys. But I think that was just phenomenal. Now we're gonna talk about knockout of the night.
What the fuck is that?
So there's your guys's, or there's Ian versus Tyler because that can be counted as a TKO because he was, and that could also be Luke and
This is gonna
well, in that case,
this is gonna sound
ours,
bold,
yes.
but I'm gonna vote for ours. Yes.
Well, fucking obviously,
even though it was
seconds.
my fist,
the
I
way
shouldn't be
your
able to vote
legs
for myself.
gave out
but
and crumbled right under that hit was, it was scary for us. I mean, Cody and I both looked at each other and we're like, I hope Christian's okay, but you popped right back up as soon as afterwards, which was bad on your part because that's whenever you were like, okay, I can't. Everything's dark for a second. I don't know what's going on.
I still think that if what was going on wasn't what was going on, if it wasn't going on,
you're in a clear.
It would have been.
I feel as though it would have been a much closer fight, and it would not have been even close to 4 seconds.
Right.
No.
We both would have probably thrown our gloves off, like, get this shit off me, like he did versus Zach.
I would have thought it would go the distance. And that was actually the first match where we were going to integrate words.
There are children here.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's okay. Let them do their thing. I don't care. But they're going in. I don't know. Where's Nate? Is Nate in there?
I don't think Nate's in there, so we gotta.
He's on the side of the house.
Oh, well, they won't go in there then.
He probably told him.
I don't know.
The generator's not on. Hi guys, how's it going?
So they didn't even do anything. They just stared at us.
So, back to.
Do you need help with anything? Okay.
No.
All right.
Back to this. So, and that is how train of thought is lost.
What were we talking about?
Something important. We'll find out when we watch the video for sure, but...
Well, we can go ahead and talk about my surgery then.
yeah.
So,
Yep.
I'm going to be having surgery here in a few days on my tailbone. And they're saying I'll be on bed rest for like 3 to 6 months. Now, I don't think it's going to be that long. I'm pretty tough.
Hole in your fucking, what is it again?
Tailbone. Yeah.
Sick collarbone. God, there's gonna be a hole, dude.
But thank you. Yeah. Because it is going to be an open wound, so they're gonna pack it. They're not gonna sew it up or anything.
You're just gonna give all details?
Yeah. Everybody
Oh yeah, it's gruesome.
Yeah. So
You guys should cut the
it's the 13th. It'll be on the 13th. You can come on down.
Come on down. Deaconess Hospital. It's gonna be lit.
So that's what's gonna happen there. This fucking guy. So
He's not invited to the fight.
I should be back soon. Until then, though, Christian will be running this by himself. We're gonna try to find a replacement for me in the meantime if we can.
Is it likely just be me hosting it with 2 guests or something like that?
Or even him and Trumpy can like be co-hosting this until
I can see it.
both have good chemistry. You know, we're all best friends. So,
Yep.
Been for a long time. So
No school game for that?
Well, actually elementary, motherfucker.
yeah, that's right. First grade, he told on me
That's fine. That's fine.
because I
Mike
mispronounced his
Wazowski,
name.
motherfucker.
Okay, so then this brings us to our final topic here, boys, and it's going to be one thing that you guys think can benefit Frantic Fights. Before we get into that, I was actually going to say, I remember what I was going to say now, is the main event, you two in it, is going to be the first fight that we are actually going to move up instead of boxing is usually, for us, it's, what is it, 2-minute rounds? We had like 2-2-minute rounds.
For boxing, it was. I thought it was 2
Or 3-minute rounds.
We were scheduled
Which
for
I
3
think was
4
kinda
minutes.
dumb. We should've
We're going to do
done
four 3-minute rounds.
Yes.
So it was going to be a 12-minute total. It was going to be the first one. Of course, it didn't happen because
Got
flash
cut short.
knockouts. But all right, so let's talk about one thing that can benefit. We're going to start at the left here. We're going to start with you, Trumpy. What do you think is the one thing that can benefit us?
We definitely need a medic down here because I was worried for my boy, obviously, and Cody's face is pretty bad after the fight. We definitely need someone to patch up our fighters.
Plus Austin Cameron.
That's true. Dislocated.
Yeah, dislocated shoulder, and Nate just tried to pick it up, made it worse. We need someone who knows how to put a shoulder back in.
I need healing. All right. What about you?
I think, you know what I had, what I thought I was going to say, and I completely forgot it.
We'll go
Maybe
back
just-
to Davin.
Well, yeah, go back to Davin real quick. Let me try to remember.
One thing I think we need, besides a ring, which we could be getting today, Nate says, but you never know.
It's Nate.
Nate's just gone, dude. I don't know. He
Yeah,
keeps
he's
coming
gone.
in here, talking on the forecast, like behind the camera, and then leaves. But so,
Watching the police, the SWAT team.
oh yeah, we're surrounded. But
We're literally
fine,
surrounded.
don't
There's
worry.
canines.
It's just training.
Yeah, don't worry, we're fine.
They got a helicopter up there. We're live
But
on TV.
the one thing I do think, besides the ring, is a belt. I think we need a belt. Championship belt.
one.
What?
I have
Emily.
one.
Emily gets the belt.
You have one.
No, I have a thing that
Oh,
we need.
okay.
ahead,
We'll
Emily,
get to you in a
speak.
second. But so
Camera lady
belt.
last.
Yeah,
Camera
the
lady
belt.
last.
I think that'd be phenomenal because that would also give our fighters something to strive towards. And I think the way
agree
we
with
can
that.
introduce it is to have a tournament because we kind of have a universal weight class here. We've been trying to keep people closer to the weight class. But we don't have enough fighters to actually form our own weight classes.
If
So
we
I was
did,
thinking
it'd be a
about
lot
a tournament could be. So let's say you two are going up against each other in the first round of the tournament, and Cody, Stone, and Skylar are going up against each other. So let's say you win. And then Cody wins. Now you're going to go up against Cody.
Right, yeah.
And-
Like just
but,
like
but we're
Dragon
gonna
Ball
spread it
Z.
out. Yeah. But we're gonna spread it out. We don't want it all in one day because
No,
the fighters
no.
will get exhausted.
Yeah, no.
We're not Pride, all right? We're not the Pride.
This ain't best of the best too.
We're not face stomping and elbows to the spine and all that.
But from what I've noticed, me and Trumpy, are we the only ones that have fought way up in our weight class, like against our weight class? Like we're
Yes.
150.
Yeah.
We've gone against.
Anybody.
We're the only two have gone against that people who are 250. That's why
well,
I
that's
say
the way.
we
That's the
probably
way
have
the
like.
three of us.
We
trained back
commonly
in the
take
day.
on heavyweight
We-
fighters.
Well, that's
We
the
were
way
the
the three of
smallest,
us-
so-
We've always trained together, and since like what has it been like 8 years?
First grade, what 5?
Oh, I mean I know that, but I
13?
mean since we started training.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
It's been about 8 years. So
7-8 years, yeah.
So we've always been the hotheads in the group where we'll go up against people.
Who were the group?
Yeah, yeah. We would go up against people even if we had no chance of winning.
Right.
Like, yeah, but you won.
Yeah.
So we'd go up. We'd go out of our weight class really because that anger, you know, kind of fed in us, and we're like, we have to do something about this. And we're like, okay, he's got 100 pounds on me. You know what? That's fine. Let's see how hard he can take a hit. Take a hit, and then boom. So, what do you think is the thing to do?
Now that I remember, we got to get our word out there a lot more. I was kind of thinking maybe we could go to some talk shows or maybe see if we can. Hot 96, they like giving people shout outs. Maybe they could give us a shout out or something. Do something along the lines of that. Get our word out there. Make some flyers, post it around, leave it on people's
Doorsteps?
No.
You're talking about the
windshield.
telephone. All right. Flyers. Put them underneath the windshield wipers.
Yeah, that and the doors and the telephone poles. We got to get the word out there, and we'll be
out there.
Out there.
Good way to
We'll be
go.
out there literally.
What about you, camera woman?
Hold on, Nate first.
Let's see what Nate's gonna say.
What you got to say?
Hey, just come out and see us, y'all.
There's
Hey.
our publicity right there.
Hey,
Nate just goes door to door. He's like, hey, come out.
yeah, come out and see us.
See us.
Hey, I swear y'all will have a good time. You know,
We won't, but you will.
yeah. See, me and Dalvin here ain't got to worry about getting our ass whooped.
That's right.
Our butt whooped.
Yeah, that's right. Now you're good.
But they will. So come out and see them get their butt whooped.
Nervous chuckle.
Alright,
Yeah.
And then Emily, what do you?
I feel like we should have like official
Face it towards you. Come on now.
No, that's fine.
Get Freddie-
judges
Freddie-
and refs because like
Judges.
and refs that work together on like point system because like I feel like we get thrown off. Like you'll ask the crowd, oh well, who do you think won?
Well, okay. So we had judges. We didn't have judges at this last event, but none of the fights went the distance. So luckily it was fine, except for the call-out fight between River and Skylar, which we had judges by then, and it was a tie. But we didn't have, or we have had judges, and we've just collected them from the audience. So they don't really know what they're doing. I've given them like a cheat sheet kind of to base it off of. But whenever Nate would say like point deduction, because Nate's our ref, he would say point deduction, and they would not take a point off because they didn't know to do that. But I like that because if we can get judges in here, that's fine. We have
I mean, we're
actual-
still working on
I do have
building from the ground
one
up.
guy who
Yeah,
wants
yeah.
to be a judge. Joe Frazier is his name. Yeah, and he's an actual professional or amateur. I'm not quite sure. Amateur. He's an amateur fighter, and he's been around. He's been in the game for a while. So
As long as you're around the point system, you know how to judge a fight.
right.
And if you like to fight, come on down. We got room for you.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. But let's go ahead and finish this up because I think that's all we need to talk about, isn't it? Is that all we?
Yeah, that's about it.
Yep, is that it?
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, please stay frantic.
Stay frantic.
Keep it easy, brother.
Let's